Guys, I am legitimately shocked at the massive amounts of love and support that you guys have been showing this channel, and specifically our coverage of the Justice for Johnny Depp movement. A lot of you have asked me, Andy, why are you so passionate about this case? I can just tell you really care. Your reporting is top notch. You're devoting so much time. And it made me realize a lot of you guys don't actually know my story. You guys don't know about my own Amber Heard. And I want to thank Texas Pete here for sort of inspiring this idea, because back in 2017, I was canceled, legitimately canceled. And I was canceled for accusations that were false. It was a really dark time in my life. And I made a video documenting this story. You actually can all watch this video. I break down all the specifics, but in this video, I'm still angry. You can just tell I'm angry in this video. It's scripted because it was so important to me. I spent so much time and energy on this, and I put it out there, and I was terrified. I was terrified. And I actually documented this experience. I documented this experience, and I made a video that I'm going to share with you that is extremely vulnerable for me to share with you. But I want to share this video with you because I do think it'll inspire some of you. And I think it will open up some eyes as to what not to do in the future, and to get a little bit more insight as to why I report the way I do, who I am, the struggles I have, and more. Now, before I play this video, which I'm going to get to, I thought it is important I give you a little bit of a recap. Again, if you want to get all the details, I encourage you to watch this video. What was this video about? Well, I think it's important I start with the fact that many of you may not know that I created the channel ScreenJunkies and the widely popular series Honest Trailers, a show I'm immensely proud of. All the most popular episodes of this show were the ones that, yes, I worked on. The show is still going, not as strong as it used to. We'll save that for a later video. But it's a show I'm so happy we got to do. It sparked so much inspiration to other film lovers, to filmmakers themselves. Ryan Reynolds showed up in Deadpool. One of the proudest creative moments I had was being able to work and score him for that video. This is a show I will always be grateful for and proud of. It's just a show that I am no longer part of. The channel behind it kicked me out. Why'd they kick me out? Well, they kicked me out because of two adult women who made false accusations about me on Twitter that they believed. When these two women came forward with these accusations, a lot more women started coming forward because while I didn't do what these two women said, I had been flirting with my fans. And the problem was I was married. Now, that is the crime I committed. What I did to my family was inexcusable. I am still ashamed to this day. I'm still working on why I did it. I'm not perfect. I still clearly need to work on things in my life, just like I think everybody does. But this was a private matter. This was a private matter for my family. I never did anything to any fans that was inappropriate. I may have made some people feel uncomfortable because I called them beautiful. In fact, I think I even have some examples here of just sort of what I was being accused of at the time. Guys, it was wild. I'd be nervous meeting such a beautiful nerd like you. This was literally why I was getting in trouble. This person who wanted fame is now all over YouTube channels. It was telling you this thing. And thankfully, there were people like Bunda, an amazing OG fan here. Bunda saying, look, now it's turning into flirting with Uber drivers, calling their bravery, this is dumb. Thankfully, a lot of people were starting to realize what was happening didn't make sense. All I see is screenshots of him awkwardly hitting on attractive women and being kindly rejected. Keyword there, kindly rejected. Anytime anybody said, Andy, I'm not interested, I was like, oh, so sorry. Best of luck. See ya. Not a crime. But the problem was it was being painted as a crime. Chat conversation is not the crime, but what this would lead up to, given the chance, is the crime. He's proven that with his physical actions. Basically, because April came forward, now suddenly anything I did must be more awful. In fact, again, his behavior is appalling, but if anything, the majority of these DMs just prove he's a cheat, a bit of a creep, and has zero game. These were just random people who were arguing during the moments. I agree with you. In most of the DMs I've read, he was unacceptably inappropriate with April. April's the one who falsely accused me of The ADV word of worse. I don't want to say it. AS, you know the word. Indefensible. Changes context of the DMs completely. Now, all these DMs were coming in because April had put out the request. If you or someone you know has been hurt by Andy, no matter how big or how small, please come forward. You won't be ignored any longer. Guys, I remember my mom just writing me like, why is this woman just coming at you so hard? It was unbelievable. She was posting stuff about like a writer who was in my writer's room who I had farted on allegedly. I may have done that, guys. I don't remember, but it was just insane how intense she was being. And the reality of it all, as I look back and these women that were coming forward, like, weren't even saying I was that bad. I never said I was harassed, just sharing my interactions with him. Like I said at the time, I thought it was all innocent. It was. It was innocent. 2 years ago, I just ignored this, but in the light of everything, any of us could have been April. This is so effed up. Yeah, super effed up. And here was another one. FYI, I never once claimed Andy harassed me. I never said I was victim. And sharing those emails, my intention was simply to show pattern in his behavior and strengthen these two women, April and Emma's allegations. I didn't do it for attention. I did it because it was the right thing. Now, please stop. Leave me alone. I'm so tired of having to defend myself. Now, please leave all these people alone. I didn't make this video to open up the hornet's nest to have you guys go attack them. Please, I'm begging you, leave them alone. I am moved on. I didn't want to go. I didn't know how else to convey some of these messages without showing what's in the original video. But these were the allegations that I was facing. Now, I confronted the biggest allegation in my video, which I implore you to check out, because when you see the text messages and everything laid out, it's clear as day that April is not being honest. And she really is my Amber Heard. She made everything so much more malicious, and it just made things so much harder for me. Where things got complicated was the company I worked for at the time, they knew she was full of crap. I brought in my lawyer, I brought in all the evidence, and they knew, and they had my back, and they kind of just tried to ignore her. But then Ashley Judd came out and accused Harvey Weinstein, and that was a legitimate thing that needed to happen. Once that happened, these two women felt empowered. They worked together. They came forward. And the internet just blew up. They were dying for stories of guys being inappropriate. Every media outlet wanted to jump on it and just destroy lives. They didn't matter about didn't care about the families or anything else, that collateral damage that would happen. No, this is a movement that's happening, and we must believe all women, and anybody accused is guilty. There was no due process. This was mob justice happening on social media. Social media mob justice. And it was terrifying, guys. It took me to the worst places imaginable. So all these accusations are flying all over. How did my colleagues at ScreenJunkies react? Well, they made this.
Andy Signore was fired almost 3 weeks ago after multiple women came forward on social media with allegations of sexual harassment and abuse. This was news that was a shock to all of us. Andy was, for I think everyone here, not just our boss, but someone that we counted as a friend. And we found out overnight that he was not the person that we knew or that we thought he was. I think all of us have been very encouraged and touched by the support that the fans have shown us personally, and I think we would all just ask that you return that support tenfold to every woman who's been brave enough to come forward and share her story, not just about Andy, but anyone who shares a story about anybody. This is an important change. It's a change that needs to happen, and people coming forward is what makes that happen. Andy is fired. Andy's gone. He will not be coming back. We'd be lying to say that Andy wasn't a big part of ScreenJunkies, but Andy is not ScreenJunkies.
Well, you could use me now because your channel is absolute garbage, and Dan has left sense. Look, the whole thing here, the biggest lesson here is, and the biggest lie they told there was the fact that they weren't my friends. And that took me a little while to fully understand. Now, my lawyer loved this video. This video helped my settlement a lot because, yes, I did settle and I won a settlement. I can't get into details of what that is, but I was finally allowed to release the evidence and come forward. But before I leave this video, I just think it's important you know two things. The first thing being, not a single one of these people who I did consider friends, every single one of them I helped hire and keep employed there. When the higher ups wanted to let go, all of them, I had their back always. These were people I believed in, wanted to see excel. I thought I was going to work with forever. None of them, to this day, have reached out to me. Now, Dan and I have spoken a little bit because I got a beef with Dan. There's a power imbalance with fans and creators, apparently, right? Well, Dan is dating a fan that flirted with me first to get to Dan, who is now a co-host on his channel. So it's hard to consider this serious imbalance of creator and person who looks up to you, and is that dangerous? And granted, they're in a serious relationship and he hates when I bring it up, but I just find it so hypocritical of him to not see through the fact that, well, yeah, that's kind of weird. I got you the girl, I got you the gig, I got you all the stuff, and he couldn't even give me a phone call to really talk it out. I'll be honest, it hurt. It hurt for a while to see these people just betray me. At the same time, I had to step back and realize I betrayed them, right? I broke the trust of my fans based on everything they heard. It was just a crap show over there when all this happened. And it was a crap show because Defy Media, the company that owned it all, they knew more information than they wanted to lead on and tell others. The reality is, when these accusations from April came forward, I told them the truth. I didn't even tell my wife at the time. I told them. I brought in a lawyer because I was worried. I brought in the evidence. I showed it to them secretly. Like, hey, I don't want this to get out, but I want you to believe me because I'm telling you the truth. This woman's crazy. Here it is. And they knew it. The CEO, Bill, called me. Is like, yeah, man, sorry this is happening. They knew what was going on, and they ignored her. They didn't actually address it with her. They ignored her, and then she, reported it to the press. And when that happened, I lost everything. They didn't want to fight it. They couldn't. Me Too was so strong that they just threw me under the bus. And they let all these people do it for them. That video is still on their channel. I still can't even believe it. Almost 1 million people watched this video on the channel I built. A lot of people who had no idea what was going on heard this defamatory accusation of me, and it really hurt my career. To see these guys who say they thought they knew me not even have the guts to give me a call to say, yo, dude, what am I hearing? Did you do this? Apparently we were friends. No, we weren't friends. Clearly we weren't friends. And I had to learn that the hard way. That was a big lesson, and that was a big part of this. And it took a long time to get over that. I got to be honest. When you go through an experience like that, so there is a lot of the stages of grief and things, and there was just a lot of anger, and it is finally gone. When I talk about it, it may seem like I'm not over things, but I promise you I am. I'm so much happier now with the channel I've built, with the community I have, with my family. Oh my God, my amazing family, my partner, Johnny, I love you. My kids, Sawyer, Diego, Valeria, you are my life. My parents, everybody, all my friends that were so supportive through all of this, who believed in me. They were a few. They've grown now, thankfully. But man, guys, it was a rough time. A really rough time when all these people turned their back. Everybody turned their back on me. If it wasn't for my son Sawyer at the time, I really genuinely think I would have checked out. There was no sign of hope or light or anything out there because I felt like I had lost it all. The thing I loved to do was gone. And the only way to do the thing I loved, which was to make content, the only thing I knew how to do to support my family, in order to do that, I had to get back online, and I had to post this statement. This was my first chance to come back publicly to deny the awful allegations and to begin to tell the truth. But guys, posting this tweet was one of the scariest things I ever had to do. I had a friend who told me to film some of my experience because perhaps I could use it in a documentary or something someday, and I'm glad they told me to do this because it gave me purpose at the time. There's a lot of stuff I filmed that I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing, but this clip, I thought, might inspire some of you. I don't know how else to show you how dark it got. unless I show you me in that period. This was me right before I tweeted that statement. And I promise you, I was terrified. This isn't fake. This wasn't me acting. This was me in the most raw form I can present to you. It's very vulnerable to share this with you, but I hope it will inspire you to see what I've built now, to see me up now, to see me get back up, but to know this is where I came from.
So I just finished the statement that I'm putting out that I've been working on, feels like for months, but realistically I've been working on for about a few days. And part of me doesn't even want to put a statement out because people have made their minds up about me. I can't change. I'm a monster. I'm vile. I'm gross. They haven't lived my last 10 months. They don't know what that's like. They don't know how much pain and loss I've had and how much remorse and regret I have based off of stupid interactions I had with women that I never knew were offended at the time. They never expressed that until now. And I champion this movement so much. This movement is so important, and I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned to be a better person for my family, for my son. But it's such a mean culture. Yes, these poor women that I clearly made uncomfortable. But they can't see the other side. And some will make fun of me right now for this crying confessional of you, Andy, you're not a victim. But we're all human. I refuse to ever let myself see someone drowning, even if they're a criminal, and not extending a hand to make sure they're okay, that they're seeking help, that they can have a hug without judgment. We're all human beings. And it's so hard to post this because it's just gonna unearth it all, and I finally am in a happier, healthier place. But I have to stand up against this. Yes, I did wrongs. I can't legally say that yet. I wish to God I could apologize to some of these people. But I have to stand my ground on this. What April did was so wrong. I don't care if she had regrets. She knew what she was doing. She knew I was married. She knew the affair we had. She made those decisions, and the way she vilified me and pounded at me, I can't accept it. I refuse to go down in history as a potential rapist. I still am getting "fuck you, you fat fucking rapist" texts and emails all day. I can't stomach it. I'm sick of it. I keep getting these texts all day. I'm gonna defend myself. I can't stop that. I can't let this pit in my stomach and the guilt and the shame that I've been living in for months overcome the ability to fight. And could more women come out and say, oh, he was creepy and flirted with me? Absolutely. They sure could. But nothing criminal. I've done nothing criminal. Have I been a creep? Absolutely. Do I regret it? Absolutely. No one on Twitter, no fucking hate, nothing will ever hurt me the way it hurts that I lost time with my kid. And for those who are like, well, why would you do that? I don't know. It's something personal I'm working on in therapy and help, and I'm not gonna let these people get to me or tell me that I can't change and that I can't be a better person. We have to let people change. We have to offer forgiveness. We have to offer help. We can't be so quick to kick someone when their house is burning down, even if they lit the match. The true victim is my ex-wife and my son and my family and my parents, all of them, for having to read this and deal with this. And living with that is a pain that'll never go away. It'll never go away, and that is my pound of flesh, in addition to everything else I lost. But today is a day I'm taking a chance to publicly defend myself so I can try and regain my humanity again. so I can start walking out and not be afraid.
As hard as that is to watch for me, because it reminds me of where I've been, it's so amazing to know where I am now. And I wanted to share that with you so you could see how dark it got, how low I got, but that I got back up, that I kept going. And I'm so proud of what we've built here today. And I'm so grateful for all your support. I'm not crying out of sadness. I'm just amazed by just the generosity, the kindness, the strength that you guys give me every single day to keep going. And I think I needed to see that myself to remind me, to keep me on track, to keep me positive, to be grateful for everything that I have. And I hope you guys can see where this can go. I'm just floored at the fact that I hadn't even checked this in a while, that this channel, which was just this small little channel, has become a community of amazing people to try to help tell the truth, to defend people who are wronged, to be able to stand up for Johnny with the numbers that we have, to know that he potentially is watching, that his team is watching, that I'm able to take everything I went through to not only help someone like him who is, I feel, is being so wrongfully accused, but also so many other men and women who have been falsely accused, who have seen me get back up, who have been inspired to say, my God, Andy, I can't believe you got through that. That's what this is all for now. And I will continue to fight for the people who need it, to fight for that justice for people who aren't getting it, to fight against those ignorant mobs of people who don't want to do the research or the homework, who just want to go judge at the first tweet they see. I can't wait for what the future will bring to all of us. And I wanted to share that with you, to share why I am so passionate about this story. Because yes, I had my own Amber Heard. And Johnny, you will not let her define you. We will not let that happen. We will continue to ring the bells and share the truth as loudly as possible. And I will be doing it with many other stories to come and many other people that deserve it. So I hope you will continue to ride this with me. We're going to have some bumps in the road, I'm sure. I hope I'm able to keep us all on track, but we are all human. We all are going to have another down point. I've learned this. Just because we're up right now doesn't mean you're not going to have your legs cut from under you. It happens to all of us. But as long as we keep being genuine, as long as we keep being honest to each other, the possibilities are endless. So I hope you will continue to follow me on this journey. I hope, if you haven't already, you will hit that damn subscribe button, hit that bell for alerts, smash that like button, and leave a comment to say that you're in for the long haul here on Popcorn Planet. And if you want to show your support beyond this platform and above, you can. My link tree is in there. Guys, please go through. Get a shirt. Get your Keep Going shirt. Donate if you can. Use the Cash App. Join. Become a member. Just subscribe. Heck, join our Telegram group. Subscribe to my other channels. My Movie World channel. My Hugging the Cactus channel, where I have a lot of deep videos, where I brought in my mom to talk about being canceled, and so many more videos over there. As well as Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, Discord. They're all there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not giving up. And I'm so proud of what we have here. And I'm so grateful to all of you for helping to strengthen me, but to also help me get my voice back. I know Johnny hasn't had that voice, and I relate to that so much. To be hammered down by the public, to not be believed, to be told you're a monster. No. That has not happened on my watch. It's not happening, Johnny or anybody else. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for believing me. I hope you stay tuned. I'm so excited to see what's going to be next.